Hello, festival goers of the internet. I'm the Festival Finesser, and we are finally at the conclusion of the Lost Lands 2023 lineup 3-part video series. In the first video, we did the Tier 1 breakdown, breaking down the lineup into 6 different genres. In the second video, we did the same thing, but for Tier 2. And in this video, we were doing something entirely different, and something I've never done before on the channel, and we are doing a Festival Finesser Selects, which is basically my artist recommendations for Lost Lands. We're going to be doing both tiers here, and I feel like not every artist on here needs an explanation as to their vibe, but like why I want to see them, you know? So again, this is a personal video. This is kind of like, you know, the first 2 videos are for everybody, you know, for the general Lost Lands population, but this video is kind of like for the Finesse gang, for my people, and people that are interested in my opinion, if there is anybody out there. Maybe a few, I guess, right? So here we go. My Lost Lands 2023 recommendations, and again, this is not being broken down by any category. This is just kind of like a typical Festival Finesser review, but not talking about every artist on Lost Lands, just my personal selects and favorites. Alright, so kicking off here we have Barely Alive, and this is just a dubstep staple. I'm a big Barely Alive fan and have been for a long time. He just always has a heavy-hitting set, never disappoints. It's always heavy, it's always what I want to hear. It's a bunch of classics with a bunch of, you know, VIPs and new stuff and, you know, IDs and, like, yeah, so same thing with Bear Grylls, pretty much. Like, Bear Grylls is an OG. The last time we saw Bear Grylls at Lost Lands, he brought out a back-to-back with Muerte, Stone Level, Odd Prophet, and Bastive. So, like, you know, he definitely has connections there with Root Service. You know, he's got a bunch of music under his belt. Just another heavy hitter, OG. And you know, like with Bear Grylls, it's going to be dubstep for like 85% of the set. And it's going to be good and heavy dubstep, which is what I'm here for. So the next artist on here is Borgor. And Borgor made this cut, you know, surprisingly. And the only reason I put him on here is because of how crazy his set was at Forbidden Kingdom. It might not be the same because Lost Lands is a little less, like, Forbidden Kingdom is literally just heavy. There is no melodic, there is no house, you know, it's dubstep and drum and bass and rhythm. Lost Lands, you know, as much as it is a dubstep and bass festival, there is house, there is the melodic stuff, there is the feelsy stuff, there, you know, so I thought Borgor was going to be giving more of that, like, kind of for everybody crowd. FK, but it was an FK set. It was tear out Borgor, like I may have said before. Next on here we have Calcium, another artist I've been fucking with for a very long time. Calcium has been doing this for so long that his sets are now like 95% original music, whether it's released or unreleased. This dude is all original music for an hour, and that's what I love about Calcium. And that's why, like, you gotta, one, that's why I'm paying respect, not only like because I fuck with him for so long, but because he does that, dude. Not many artists can do that and will do that, but Calcium, like, that's what's cool. You like, you're gonna see Calcium and you're getting Calcium music. You're not getting some Calcium likes. You're getting Calcium tracks from Calcium for an hour, old, new, unreleased, and it is like, it is what a set should be at a festival, or any set for that matter, you know. Next up, we have a 2-hour Excision set. Definitely don't want to miss that, and just, you know, pay homage to the homie, or not even the homie, but like the Don, the father, you know, like, and yeah, 2-hour set, probably not going to be at the whole thing, but, you know, he always comes out swinging, and, you know, I would hope with a 2-hour set you get some throwbacks in there as well, because that is what I'd rather have. I'd rather have a 1-hour throwback than a 2-hour regular set for me. The other Excision set I'm really stoked for, though, this year is the Excision Detox back-to-back Liquid Stranger, dude. That is going to be so sick, and just, like, 2 of my favorites to do it, man. I don't even really like the weird bass like that, but when Liquid does it, I like it, and when Excision does the Detox, I like it. So to combine both of those together is going to be sick. Next up, we have Funcase, who is just like, you know, like a perfect representation of dubstep. High energy, heavy, aggressive, crazy, and just good energy, you know. Like, it is like, you know what I'm saying. Like, it makes you do this. It's the Funcase hands. It's just, yeah, because energy is insane, and he is definitely an OG. And what I love about Funcase, dude, is there is no, like, you know, house weird sprinkle. Like, it is fucking straight filth heavy the whole entire time. Mosh pits, grimy, disgusting bass, heavy, filthy, tear out. You know what I'm saying? That's that DPMO shit. Funcase, love it. Next up, we have a really nice block here. Hesh, Hole, and Infect. And Hesh has been doing some weirder things. You know, he's doing that, like, funk kind of thing. PHONK. With, like, that, like, down south Texas rap instrumental kind of stuff. But I don't know if he was on a second tier last year. But this year, he is on a top tier. You know, I honestly haven't really been seeing too much music he's been putting out. So I would not be surprised if he was in playing a sound camp. But I mean, even these next two artists too, man. Whole and Infect, as big as they are, I would not be surprised if they played a sound camp. Next on here we have Company. What I love about Company is not only is he an awesome dude, but he just makes a very heavy, crunchy sound, and he doubles, bro. I love and appreciate DJs who double, and Company does a really good job of not overdoing it, but knowing when to do it and doing it proper and doing it right, and it's just like no edits, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's really up there being active and double dropping and chopping, and like that's why like I really love to like I've really learned to love Company. He's grown on me. I was a fan, but the more I seen him, I'm like, yo, this dude's like a fucking good at DJ and producer, and like you can just tell he's doing it live. And like he really fucks with this shit, you know. He's just awesome dude, awesome producer, awesome DJ, awesome performance, and we love Company. Next up we have Lays, who it looks like the only female on my tier 1 must-see list. And the reason for that is because, one, she's a homie. I've known her before she came up, and she came up hard and quick, and she gives you 99% dubstep, hard, heavy energy from this small, petite girl with the heaviest, biggest drops. It's crazy what that little girl can do, respectfully. She's not that little, but like she is a small human in comparison to some of the dudes that be on that stage, and she just brings that same like she wants to truck you in the pit kind of energy. She's always on stage losing it, having a good time, and she does not play games. She comes to fucking go hard, and that's what she's probably going to do at Lost Lands yet again. So next down here we have someone who is not as hard. And again, this is one of those sets where like, damn, I would not suspect LS Dream to be on your must-see at Lost Lands list because he's not that heavy. But I saw LS Dream at Izu, and I was just chilling way back, you know, against a tree with Bree, watching from afar, and I was vibing so hard. Then we saw that forest, like, as closely could have been, and it was so sick. And then we saw it again at Elements, and it was so sick. It is a vibe. It's fun. It's upbeat. It's different. It's groovy. But like, he sends a good message. He just seems to be a good dude. Very positive, uplifting kind of, messages and music and vibes. Next up, we have Subtronics. Again, just a set that is going to be leaving you on your toes. He always shows out. Always crazy energy. Always, pyro, fireworks, double drops, triple drops, quad drops, edits, remixes. He like leaves you like with this, like always leaves you on your toes, off the edge of your seat, whatever the fuck. You don't know what you're gonna get. It's unexpected, and it's always just like out of left field. It's a lot of psychs and a lot of switch ups and a lot of nopes, but it's also Wookie, wonky, Wokdontronics kind of vibe. Like, he's really kind of almost like stepped out of that rhythm box. Not that he ever really was a rhythm artist, but for a while he was like pushing the rhythm thing. Now that's what I call rhythm and whatever, and just really like playing like good rhythm tracks. Now he has really kind of toned in that Subtronic sound, that swing, that squeak, and you kind of know Subtronics when you hear it now, and his sound design is like, he's done it. A Sudden Death, next on here, obviously one of the, probably if not the heaviest act from this tier 1. Just heavy, aggressive, just dark. It's not really evil. He seems like a cool ass dude, just into dark shit. He was just someone I have been fucking with and a fan of as a person, with his music, his sets, his performances for the longest, because they go so hard. It is just kind of like I said with Lays. There is no sprinkle of this or that. It is heavy dubstep, aggressive mosh pits for an entire hour, and the crowd knows it, and they come ready to play. And then last on here for tier 1, we have Wooly. And again, probably one of like the earliest like big supporters to the festival. Finesser just has always shown love, and got to film for him last year, do media. Just someone always got to shout out and show support to, because he was really supporting me before I was supporting him. And when I realized, I was like, this dude is supporting me, and he's as big as he is, like, I should support him too for supporting me. So that's why I fuck with Wooly, and now I have a reason to fuck with him, because I've gotten to know him and meet him and like see how he is as a person and how he is behind the scenes, and like, same dude, like just goofy, quirky, like comical, just like, not taking shit too seriously. I actually have an interview coming out with Wooly on the channel soon, maybe like before Lost Lands, a 20-minute interview in the green room with Wooly in Canada. So now we're moving into tier 2 here. Algo, I put him on here because I've never seen him. I'm pretty sure he follows me, and I don't think I've ever seen an Algo set. And if I did, it was a very long time ago, and I don't remember it. So I'm due for an Algo set, someone I haven't seen, and like that's a lot. If I haven't seen an artist on all the shit I've been doing that's saying something. Next up, another big one here. One of like a big highlight for me, Alien Park, dude. This dude has been making music for so long. I'm pretty sure he's from South America somewhere, like Venezuela. He has been crushing it for so long, and to get him to America is a big deal. So definitely check out Alien Park because it is gonna be stompy, crunchy, heavy, and like that Alien Park sound is definitely like my kind of vibe. Next up, we have Automate, another artist who are showing mad support very quick. You know, the first time I saw Automate was at Summoning Fest, but I have been listening to Automate for years prior to that. And Automate is going to be bringing like a lot of rhythm, a lot of like quarter note type, a lot of gun finger energy. It's very bouncy, very swingy, very upbeat, high energy stuff. Bainbridge too, honestly. A little bit more like on the dubstep side. I mean, Automate and Bainbridge could kind of go hand in hand with some of their songs. Bainbridge, I don't think I've ever seen either, so that would be someone I'm definitely interested in seeing. For the first time potentially, because I fuck with a lot of his tracks and I have a lot of them on my USB and rinse them and double them a lot. Next, we have Beast Boy, and again, this is one of those artists where you'd be a little surprised, and I was a little surprised too, because I didn't know that Beast Boy was like the kind of artist he was. I'm honestly not even too sure what to describe him as. I kind of label him as melodic, kind of like a Sora, like it's like dubstep, but it's kind of like euphoric and feel good, but it still has a little bit of heavy to it. I was at a show in Arizona for the Grocery Boys Grocery Bash, and he comes up to me and he was telling me, he's like, yo, I'm Beast Boy. My boy Jason told me about you. And I'm like, what? Like, so he knows my friend and he was just mad cool, showed mad support. And just like that, I became a fan of Beast Boy because he's a cool ass dude. And like, because he's a cool ass dude, I will continue to support his music because it's good music. It's not my kind of vibe per se, but like, it's quality stuff. And so like, there was a lot of hype around Beast Boy for Forbidden Kingdom, you know, and I was doing the, when I was doing the review of everyone, Beast Boy, Beast Boy, Beast Boy. So like, there's definitely a buzz behind Beast Boy, and that's why I highlighted him because I've never actually seen it, so I want to check him out. Next up, we have Benda, who is someone I really fuck with, just very heavy, and again, one of those artists who is just gonna like bring the heavy and keep the heavy. Like it's not really gonna switch up much. Kind of like almost tear outy, gun finger energy, but it's not really comparable because of his sound. But like the energy, the style is just like very aggressive and like, you know what I'm saying. Next up, we have Blaze. And this is an artist who I have not gotten to see personally, I don't think. But I have seen him on Instagram and on social media. And this dude's doubles are proper. Next up, we have Chassis, who I saw at Lost Lands, I think 2021. Might have been 2022, I forget. But heavy, dude. I was like, kind of like, not sure what he was going to bring. And it was fucking heavy. So many IDs and just like, it was just like very dubstep. There was no like gray area of like, is it dubstep, is it rhythm? It was a very modern dubstep sound, and it was just super heavy, kind of like Alien Park. I feel like Alien Park and Chassis kind of could go hand in hand, but I don't know. I feel like Alien Park is a little bit more stompier, and Chassis uses a little bit more sustain. Next up, we have Chibs, who has just been buzzing for the rhythm scene. I saw him at Forbidden Kingdom, and I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting it to be a little bit crazier. But I think because he is so rhythm that like it's just a little bit more chilled out. It's not like a COD Dubs kind of set where it's like quad, or even like an Infect kind of set where it's like, you know, doubles. Like it was a lot of just single tracks and a lot of Chibs tracks, and it's like very OG rhythm. Definitely we gotta pay respects to Chibs, and as someone, you know, I'm pretty sure he's here like on a visa. He's not here forever, so see him while you can, because he's probably going to be going back home, like, you know, when his tour is done. So next on here we have COD Dubs, another just like amazing act. Like this is someone you're not going to want to miss because he's going to show out. You know, he uses all four decks. He's known for chopping and double dropping and triple dropping and quad dropping and then chopping the quad. You know, like it is sick. His fake outs, his delivery, his song selection, high energy, crazy pits, crazy energy, and the COD fans always show out because they know what is about to go down, and like you will see when you experience it. But like COD Dubs like easily has like probably my top 5 sets for any festival he plays. Next on here we have Deuces, and this is an artist that like I really wanted to shout out and just like put a spotlight on because this is a huge artist in the underground. He's been on SoundCloud forever. He has a very famous tagline, ladies and gentlemen, Deuces bitch. Like you'll probably said it in your head without even realizing it. But you know, if you didn't know it, you've heard it before. Ladies and gentlemen, Deuces bitch. And like you'll hear it again, and that's a very, like I said, a signature tagline in dub, in, you know, in the underground, in rhythm. Now he's taking more of what seems like a like tear outy rhythm, and I really fuck with it. I can really hear the Deuces sound both new and old, and it's just very high energy, very my vibe, very swingy. It hits, bro. Deuces is an awesome producer, and I'm really stoked to see what he is going to be doing at Lost Lands. And, I know he freestyles a lot of his sets, so I'd be interested to see if he's going to freestyle a Lost Land set or if he's going to come out swinging. So, yeah, big ups to Deuces. Next up, we have Drink Your Water, another artist who, doesn't really fall into the, mosh pit heavy side of things. Definitely more on the weird side, but definitely an artist who has shown nothing but support to me and my brand. Had nothing but love for Drink Your Water. His sound, his energy, his personality, and all is just an awesome package. Mad love to Kevin, man. Like, his sets are so sick, so fun. Kind of all over the place. A little bit of heavy, a little bit of wonky, a little bit of weird, a little bit of rhythm. That was he looked at me and was like, "Yo, this one's for you," and played some rhythm, and I was like, "Yo, what?" At the Mirage, that shit was fucking not what I was expecting. So big ups to Kev. Definitely gonna be an awesome set at Lost Lands, and probably a set people are gonna be talking about. Honestly, he does a lot of buzz around him and his sets. Next up, we have Dubscribe, and this is an artist who I've never seen. Kind of been sleeping on. I didn't realize how much of a treat it was because he's been around for a long time. He comes all the way from Asia, so that is a far trip and not an easy trip nonetheless. So I would just want to, the fact that you're not gonna get to see him again anytime soon because he's coming from so far away, just might as well see him while you can. And that's really all I could say. I don't have too much on the sound and the songs. I just know he's kind of been around for a while and has a lot of support by Excision. So want to check it out and see what the hype is about. Next up, we have Emorphic, who again kind of used to strike me as a COD Dubs DJ, man. Would just be slinging quads and triples on the decks, chopping, going crazy, active as fuck. But the more he's gotten into the scene and into the industry, I should say, he's really kind of taken the producer route and been less risky and more about playing his own music and original tracks and curating a vibe. And he still does it from time to time, but it's not the way it used to be, I think, and that's fine. Focus on production. That's what really gets you onto these bookings. And play your music, just like I was talking about Calcium, bro. Play your music as an artist, as much of it as you can in your sets. That's what I want if I'm going to see you live. I want all the old, the new, the classics, and yeah. So next up we have Focus, another homie from Philly who puts on for the Philly scene. He's one of the locals who plays the Av. When I say locals, I mean he is the direct support slot. He is a heavy hitter. He's got a bunch of subsidiary releases, and he kind of falls into that Ecliptic, Louis J, Resurrect kind of category with the heavy dubstep, sustain with the stompy vibe. Definitely going to be a heavy act, and just one of those artists that's going to be straight heavy for that whole hour. But an artist who is going to give you a whole bunch of vibes is Heritage, and I really fuck with Heritage. And for some reason, I couldn't really tell you why, but his sound is kind of falls into that weird category, but it's also high energy, upbeat. It's, I don't know, something about all the Heritage songs just speak to me. They hit. And I just have a lot of Heritage in my library for different kind of vibes and switch ups. Next up, we have Hamdi, however you want to pronounce it. And this dude has been buzzing. He's got a bunch of songs blowing up on TikTok and Instagram or whatever, trending audio. But a lot of his sound is really sick. And kind of has a Bauer vibe, if you remember that. Yeah, I fucking with Hamdi a lot. I don't know what it is about that sound, but it's just wubby and groovy and funky and I don't know. It's really fucking cool to me. Next up, we have Hugh K, who is another artist you don't see a lot on lineups and an artist I don't think I've ever seen personally, so I gotta try and see him if I can. Traditionally, kind of is in the rhythm category, but I would not be surprised if he was doing some melodic, feel good kind of stuff as well. No idea what you're going to get, but definitely an artist I'd want to check out because I've never seen him personally. This artist right here, bro, when I saw this, I was like, holy fuck, dude. Ivory at Lost Lands. Finally. I've never seen Ivory, I don't think. I love Ivory, dude. So many Ivory tracks I have come up off of. So many dubstep anthems that Ivory made. So many Ivory tracks on my USB. But he's playing on Wednesday, dude, at the Village Marketplace. I might not even be there for that, man. That's upsetting. But I just wanted to shout out Ivory, and if you're going to be there at the marketplace when he plays, do not miss him, because that's going to be sick and a treat, all right? And next up we have Jaqui, again, another artist who has supported me for quite some time and supported me in more than one way, whether it be, social media or working, doing media, allowing me to shoot. He has just been very kind, putting me on guest lists and showing mad love and letting me do my thing and helping me grow. So big ups to Jordan. I appreciate what you're doing, and keep doing what you're doing, bro, because your fucking shit has been going off. A lot of IDs, a lot of plates, and a lot of unreleased going around through the circuit that you guys wouldn't even know is Jaqui, but typically has a very dark, kind of stompy, heavy sound. similar to Jekyll and Hyde, but not as distorted. They're the next ones we're talking about on here. And Jekyll and Hyde, again, has been showing love for mad long, and I have been fucking with Jekyll and Hyde for years. Next up, we have Cliptic, and this is probably like my best friend on this lineup. Like, I'm cool with some people, but like Jake is actually someone I can call my homie, who I can pick up the phone and call, and he will answer, and we will have an hour-long conversation, because that's just always what happens. Even if we say, yo, I won't hold you, I won't be long, that ends up being long anyway, because we just get into it, bro. We share a lot of the same interests, and like we're both in it, you know, like we both understand it, we're both like in the shit, and we can just, it's definitely someone I can talk to about the industry shit. So as far as the sound, heavy, like I said, Louis J, Resurrect kind of vibe, you know, heavy, sustain, definitely a lot of, you know, just heavy, honestly. So big up Cliptic, shouts out, and appreciate all the support over the years. Next up, we have Louis J, again, kind of falls into that Cliptic category, heavy, stompy. They kind of have a really nice infusion of dubstep and trap, you know, and you'll see that, and you can really hear it in a lot of their releases, and I really fuck with it. It's still heavy, but it's, I don't know, it also has like a, like, I can't even explain it, man, but something about Louis J, it just hits me. It speaks. Next up, we have Liney, and Liney, again, not someone I'm really familiar with all that much, but I know there is a lot of buzz around his name and the weird experimental side of things, and I want to check him out. Next up, we have Muerte, again, another heavy, stompy artist, kind of, you know, like Jaculi, Jekyll and Hyde, but this one is definitely, like, I don't even know how to describe it, man. It's so stompy and dark, but not distorted, but I don't know, it's almost like slow and spacey. It's just like, I don't know, I can't really describe it, but it's fucking sick, it's dark, it's heavy, and Muerte showed a lot of love to me, so, you know, we show love and get love on this channel, so I'm showing love back and telling you guys to see Muerte at Lost Lands, because you will not be disappointed. So next up, we have Perry Wayne, again, someone who has shown a lot of support and just showing love to the channel and me and what I do, and I've been showing love to Perry Wayne in the same way, man. His music is so sick, and it's just really cool to have a lot of these like mutual relationships. It's like, yo, I fuck with you and you fuck with me, so let's fuck with each other, and that's really just kind of like how it happens. It's just like, and it's like, I fuck with your videos, I fuck with your music, like, it's just very wholesome and really cool, and it's just like very like organic, and it's just literally like networking. That's the definition of like how it shit just goes down sometimes. But Perry Wayne, heavy, mosh pit, aggressive for the hour, no jumpy shit, heavy, aggressive, yes. Rated R, same kind of thing, heavy, aggressive, mosh pits, non-stop energy, and a lot of sustains in Rated R tracks too. So just, you know, throwing that out there again, someone who's been showing a lot of support to me and what I do, so we're showing love back. Resurrect, probably the king of sustain. He really kind of like implanted that sound into his sound design. You can hear it in like every track, and you can really kind of know when Resurrect is playing or being featured or collabing, you know, like just hear that Resurrect sound. He's really just like implanted that on his brand and his name. Resurrect comes with sustain bass. Sabritas, which is Lays, again, house alias, kind of down to see that. I like seeing the dubstep dudes or females do the house thing and just bring a different vibe, and just, yeah, that's cool. Next up, we have Samplifier, a dubstep don and OG, someone you just gotta like show love to and support. And again, someone who doesn't come around all that often, so I feel like it'd be really sick to see Samplifier without Infect, because they always kind of go back to back or whatever. You know, a nice solo Samplifier set, I feel like it'd be very proper at Lost Lands. Shizlo, another homie out here from Philly, and just, you know, we showing love to the homies out here. Shizlo is gonna be bringing a lot of high energy, a lot of heavy sounds. Kind of has like almost like a Ray Volpe sound. Like it's kind of like fun, but it's still heavy, high energy, upbeat. And Shizlo's energy on stage is awesome. So if you're into high energy stuff, definitely check out Shizlo. Coming to the end here, we have, I think it's almost the end, we have Sisto. And again, just heavy, dark, kind of almost in the same category as Jacui. You know, heavy, dark, stompy. Smokeland and Space Wizard also kind of in the same category. They are weird, but they are like a cool weird, kind of like, you know, how I was describing Heritage and Hamdi. I feel like Smokeland and Space Wizard get a little more deep. You know, Heritage is more like high energy and good vibes, and Smokeland and Spaceland are more like Smokeland and Space Wizard are more wubby and deep and like grimy and a little bit heavier. Stone Level, I fucking love Stone Level, dude. His sound, his energy, his DJing, his just the crunch, the swing, the tonal aspect of it is just all like perfectly just executed. And I love a Stone Level set. I love Stone Level music. I love Stone Level as a person. He is an awesome dude, and that's all I need to say. Y'all fucking know I love Stone Level. We're gonna leave it at that because this is getting kind of long. I'm sorry. Subfiltronic Rhythm. That's it. That's all I gotta say. He's an OG, and as I feel like a subphiltronic set is not gonna be super crazy, but I also feel like it's gonna be very proper rhythm on a very proper sound system. So like for that, we should try and do some rhythm things at Lost Lands for subphiltronic. The last line here, we have the homie Vastiv, and right after Ecliptic, I would probably say Vastiv is like the next closest homie. Someone who is just always shown support, someone who just always shows love, someone that I can just like not see for so long and then just talk to like we never left, you know? So he has been killing it, you know, doing shit on Root Service, Subsidia, just went back to back Ecliptic at Base Canyon, and just put out a new EP on Root Service, I'm pretty sure, too. So lots of new Vastiv music, which I'm probably going to get in his sets. And just the Vastiv sets are a lot of original music, a lot of original vocals, too. And just his production is just, like, it's sick. It's very unique, and a lot of artists really fuck with him. He's got a lot of support from a lot of big names, and, like, he is going to be, like, the future, for sure. Next up, we have Versa, probably the heaviest act on this tier 2. Right underneath Sudden Death. You know, like, I put, you know, if we're going heavy, Sudden Death, and then Versa. That's like the 2 heaviest acts for me, and Versa just gives you that like that industrial, just like dingy, kind of like a Murata Dong sound. You know, it's just insanely heavy, stompy, aggressive, metallic. Next up, we have Vulcan, who I'm not too familiar with, honestly. I know like he recently has come on my radar, and I'm like, damn, Vulcan actually makes like some fire ass tracks. I thought he was more like experimental and I don't know, like deep, but he is really fucking heavy. So because I've been sleeping on him, I want to try and see him and see if get my shit straight for Vulcan. And the last one on here is someone I've seen pretty much at every Lost Lands that he's been at. Wales, a very unique act, someone who doesn't come around a lot, and just very unique sounds. I mean, like, every time I see a Wales set, it's music I've never heard before, I'm probably never gonna hear again. That is my Lost Lands selects, my Lost Lands recommendations. And I'm sorry that took so long, but these are artists I'm really kind of like passionate about. You know, like I really support these artists and I have a connection to them. And whether it be personal or just like sentimental, like, you know, Barely Alive I'm listening to for like almost 10 years. So like I'm going to continue to see him because he's just notoriously one of my favorite artists. Sudden Death, you know, like same thing. I've been loving like, so yeah. I told you this video was going to be biased. And, you know, like I said, it's not, it is about the music in some aspects, but it's also about the people behind the music. And there's a few artists like that I mentioned. So, again, I will end this video now. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys at Lost Lands. If any artists need media, hit me up. Media, content, whatever. You know, I will gladly vlog your Lost Lands experience instead of mine, you know, if you're willing to get me there. You know, like, that would be just really cool to, like, do the vlog for somebody else and then film their experience and follow them around. You know, I feel like it'd be a very cool idea. So that is it. Thank you guys for watching up until this point. If you guys have not watched the videos prior, they're not this long, I promise. Probably about half the length. And in those videos, we break down the tier 1 lineup into 6 different genres. Heavy, weird, fun, drum and bass, house. We do the same thing in the second video for tier 2. So again, thank you guys. I love y'all, and I'll see you for the next one, if not at Lost Lands. Peace out.